The city lights of Chicago glowed against the night sky. Inside one of downtown's most luxurious restaurants, Golden Ember Steakhouse, soft jazz music drifted through the air. Elegant chandeliers hung from the ceiling, reflecting warm light across polished marble floors. This wasn't the kind of restaurant people visited every day. Here, the average dinner cost more than most people's weekly groceries. But tonight, something unusual was happening inside. Near the centre of the restaurant stood a quiet waiter in a simple black uniform. His name was Kevin Walker. He moved calmly between tables, carrying trays, refilling glasses, and greeting guests with polite professionalism. To everyone around him, Kevin looked like any other waiter, just another employee working late into the night. But there was something no one knew. Not the customers, not even the staff. Kevin Walker was the owner of Golden Ember Steakhouse. In fact, he owned the entire restaurant franchise, 6 locations across the United States. And tonight, just like he sometimes did, Kevin had decided to work undercover, wearing a waiter uniform, serving tables himself. He believed something important. If you truly wanted to know how your business was running, you had to see it from the lowest position. So tonight, Kevin wasn't the owner. Tonight, he was just a waiter, or at least, that's what everyone thought. The unexpected guests. At 8:20 p.m., the restaurant doors swung open. A loud group of men walked inside, laughing and talking confidently, 5 of them expensive suits at luxury watches. The type of people who clearly believed they had made it in life. Kevin glanced toward the entrance casually. Then he froze. His eyes narrowed slightly. He recognized them. They were his old college friends, Jason Carter, Mike Reynolds, Brandon Scott, Eric Johnson, Tyler Brooks. Back in college, Kevin had been the top student in the entire engineering department. Professors constantly praised him. Students expected him to become a billionaire tech genius someday. But after graduation, Kevin disappeared from their lives. He stopped attending reunions, stopped replying to messages, stopped showing up entirely. To them, Kevin had simply vanished, and now, here he was, wearing a waiter uniform. Jason looked up from the menu. His eyes narrowed. Kevin? The entire table turned. Mike leaned closer. Wait, is that really you? Brandon suddenly laughed. No way. Tyler smirked. Dude, Kevin Walker. Kevin forced a calm smile. Yes. Good evening, gentlemen. Silence fell for a moment. Then Eric spoke, the top student of our class. Jason leaned back in his chair with a grin. Working as a waiter? The entire table burst into laughter. Kevin remained calm. I'll be your server tonight. Mike shook his head slowly. Man, what happened to you? Jason chuckled. You used to be the smartest guy in the whole university, Tyler added. Professors said you'd become some big CEO. Brandon laughed loudly. And now you're serving steaks? Kevin wrote down their drink orders. His expression stayed neutral. Can I get you something to drink? Jason grinned. Yeah, the most expensive whiskey you've got. Mike smirked. And bring the premium steaks. Eric laughed. Let's help Kevin earn a nice tip tonight. The group laughed again. Kevin nodded politely. Excellent choice. As Kevin walked toward the kitchen, another waiter approached him. His name was Derek, a senior staff member. Derek frowned slightly. Kevin, table 7 has been waiting for their drinks. Kevin replied calmly, I'll handle it after I submit this order. Derek scoffed, You're always slow. Kevin remained silent. Derek rolled his eyes. Honestly, I don't know why management keeps you here. Kevin nodded quietly. I understand. Derek walked away shaking his head. From across the room, Jason's table watched. Mike laughed. Even your co-workers are roasting you. Jason added. Come on, Kevin. At least be a good waiter. The group began ordering recklessly. $120 ribeye steaks, $1.95 lobster plates, $300 bottles of wine, imported desserts, premium appetizers. They kept ordering more and more, not because they were hungry, but because they wanted to show off. Jason grinned. Kevin, bring us the best you've got. Brandon added, Don't worry about the price. Tyler smirked. We're helping you earn tips. Kevin wrote everything down. Coming right up. Inside, he was calm, observing watching. Learning! Around 11:55 p.m., the restaurant began preparing to close. The group had finished everything. Jason leaned back in his chair. That was incredible. Mike laughed. Best dinner I've had this year. Brandon waved his hand. All right, Kevin, Bring the bill. Kevin nodded. He walked to the register. Printed IT. And returned to the table. He placed it gently in front of Jason. Jason grabbed it confidently. Then his smile disappeared. Wait! Mike leaned closer. What? Jason slowly turned the bill toward them. Total, $6,870. The table went silent. Eric blinked. $6,000, Brandon whispered. No way. Tyler rubbed his forehead. I thought it would be like 2,000. Jason swallowed. None of them had enough money. Jason cleared his throat. Kevin, buddy. Kevin looked at him calmly. Double quotes, yes. Jason forced a smile. You're our friend, right? Mike quickly added, maybe you can cover the bill tonight. Brandon nodded. We'll pay you back later. Tyler said, you work here. Maybe you can arrange something. Kevin didn't answer. Their voices started getting louder. Other guests began looking. Soon the restaurant manager approached the table. What seems to be the problem here? Jason pointed at Kevin. We know this guy. Mike nodded. He's our friend. Brandon added. He can cover the bill. The manager turned toward Kevin. Their eyes met. The manager's expression instantly changed. From confusion to respect, Kevin spoke calmly. It's all right. He looked at his old friends. I'll take care of it. Jason sighed in relief. A double quote. See, Kevin's still a good guy. Then the manager asked quietly, is that okay? Sir. Kevin nodded slightly. Yes. The manager continued. Thank you, Mr. Walker. The table froze. Jason blanked. Mr. Walker? Mike frowned. Wait. What? Then the manager said the words that changed everything. Is that all right, owner? The entire table went silent. Owner, Eric whispered. Jason laughed nervously. Good joke. But the manager wasn't joking. He stood respectfully beside Kevin. Jason grabbed his phone quickly. He searched. Golden Ember Steakhouse owner. A photo appeared. A business article. Title: Kevin Walker, founder of Golden Ember Restaurant Group. Jason's face turned pale. Oh my God! Mike stared at the phone. That's him. Brandon whispered, you own this place? Kevin simply nodded. The arrogance from earlier disappeared instantly. Jason stood up quickly. Kevin, we're really sorry. Mike nodded. We didn't know, Eric added quietly. We were just joking. Kevin looked at them calmly. Then he turned toward Derek. Derek. The waiter stepped forward nervously. Yes, sir. Kevin spoke calmly. I've been working here undercover for the past week. Derek's face turned white. Kevin continued. I've observed how you treat your co-workers. The restaurant became silent. Kevin's voice remained steady. Effective immediately. You're terminated. Derek nearly collapsed. Sir, please. Kevin raised his hand. This decision is final. Then Kevin turned back to his old friends. As for the bill, he pushed it aside. I'll cover it. Jason looked ashamed. Kevin smiled slightly. But remember something. He looked directly at them. Never underestimate someone just because of their job. The lights of the restaurant slowly dimmed. And the humiliation of that night was something his old friends would never forget.